Welcome to Tiny Rails, the fun little game with the train. I am currently working on the Middle East quest, I believe, and I've been sent to Rio. And here's my train as it currently stands, going past. But yes, I've been sent to Rio to pick something up, I think. And then I assume I'm going to have to go back to Rome, which is where I came from. But I'll find that out momentarily. I'm coming towards Rio. I have quite a few things to do during this episode. I have 16 cars to upgrade. There's also just been the summer car update has come out, which added 20 new cars to the game. All summer themed, I believe. And if you remember from the last episode, I'd got it down to me trying to find the last 9 cars, which I hadn't already seen. And now they've gone and added another 20. So now I've got 29 cars to find. But I'll see what the story says, where it's going to go. And I may do something slightly different in this episode. Let's see what the story says. Sophia, I wonder how Julian knows so much. He seems to have his finger on the pulse of everything. Lance, you have a point. He's been pretty accurate with his information. I wonder how he gets it. Sophia, let's ask Monica when we get back. We shouldn't keep Julian waiting any longer. Okay, so I've made a stop at Rio. Yep, I've got to go back to Rome. That's what I was suspecting. So let me set a marker. Let me zoom out so I'm not looking at the middle of the ocean. In the general direction of Tangier. Yeah. And depart in that general direction. So, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to upgrade all these cars. And I'll have a quick go on the Gumball Machine. And then I will actually stop recording, get towards Rome, then restart recording, and then mesh the two recordings together. So at least I get that part of it done. I may even do it with 3, depending how long this takes. So that way I can actually progress some of this story rather than do 1 bit per episode, because that would make about another 20-25 episodes. So, first things first. Even though night is coming, let's upgrade the Megalotron car. See if I can get a really big shark out of it. I don't think the shark increased that much in size, but he got a few new toys. Okay, in fact I think I'll probably hold off on trying to upgrade the cars until daylight. So what I'll do in the meantime is I'll do some rolls of the Gumball Machine, see if I can find any of these new summer cars. It's a spare parts car. I've got one of those I haven't put on my train yet. As I say, there's 20 new cars. They also improved the localization languages, I believe, for a couple of languages. The full details of the summer car update are on Steam. Biggie Snake car, I've had 3 or 4 of those. And just let me finish this roll, then I will. Tiny Knights football car, I've had a couple of those. Depart. So I'm basically doing the Gumball Machine bit now, as it's night time, because upgrading the cars when is always better in daylight, so you can actually see what's happened to them. And I haven't found any new cars whatsoever so far. Not having much luck. Safari car. Okay, I don't remember having seen the safari car, but apparently I have. I have seen the haunted house car. It's never been on my train yet, but it will be going on in the not too distant future. Golden food car. I'm really having absolutely no luck here. Haven't found any new cars. Oh, the bookworm car. Okay. That one's certainly... Oh, okay, I like the little worm at the top flipping the pages. That's kind of cute. I was about to say, I've had absolutely no luck in finding new cars. And now I get 2 in a row. The Strange Brew Car. I'm starting to feel thirsty now. Another Mount Vesuvius car. Well, at least I found 2 new cars so far. Yep, keep getting the same old cars. There again, there are 230 something cars now. 232 I think it is in total. And I found over 200 of them. So if I just to go show this, I found 205 of them now, in fact 27 to go. So finding new ones is becoming more difficult, just purely on the basis of percentages and random numbers. So if I keep doing this, eventually I'm going to hit a new one. But like I say, I'm just doing this to wait for daylight. And yep, I've seen all of these cars again. Yep. So that I can upgrade these cars. I've actually got an ARC car on the back of my train at the moment, which is about to be upgraded. I'm going to have a load of duplicates to get rid of. Hopper car, I've got a couple of those. Any chance of getting another new car? Any chance at all? No. Absolutely not. Well, it's costing me money, of which I don't have a lot anymore. I'm now down to 13 odd million, which isn't going to last that long. I really don't think I found any of these summer themed cars. Well, I've only found 2 new cars, period. Oh, a pineapple beverage. That might be one of the summer themed cars. I like the ice cube floating in the pineapple. I'm not entirely sure what that bit is. A window into it? A flaming floatie. Oh, sorry, Flamingo Floatie, not a flaming floatie. Flamingo Floatie. Okay, it's a cargo car. I thought that'd be a passenger car from the way it looks. However, off we go. Across the wonderful ocean. We haven't reached daylight yet, so I'll probably take it down to about 10 million left in the bank. Cryo car, I've got a couple of those. Come on, give me something else new. Pride of Africa car. They corrected the spelling mistake on that, because that used to have a spelling mistake when I first saw it. Abraham's car. Normally daylight arrives just after 7 AM-ish. Oh, second Lion's Pride car I picked up during this episode. So around 7 then I can get on with upgrading the carriages. Another spare parts car. Doing well for those. A Popsicle. Oh, that's cute. Oh, it's a money generating car as well. That'll probably end up on my train pretty shortly. I got about another 3 rolls to go. Make that 2 after this one. Car. Frankensteiner car. All cars I have plenty of. And a Crystal Lake car. So at the end of all of that, I haven't been very successful in getting new cars. I now have 24 to go. However, I did get a Popsicle car, a Pineapple car, and a Flamingo Floatie car, which I hadn't seen before, as well as a couple of others that I can't remember off the top of my head. Okay, it's getting slightly lighter. Of course, all these cars are in a tunnel, so they're not in the best possible view. But the Megalotron car has now got a little, one of those floats you throw to people who are drowning, floating on top of it. Well, that's probably as light as it's going to get while I'm going through this tunnel. So let's get on with upgrading cars. The Koala Cuddles car. Okay, it's got bands on the roof now. Still only 2 koalas in the tree on top. The wonderful Submarine Sandwich car. I think it's got a few more ingredients on it. The Nuts and Bolts Diner car. Oh, did I upgrade that? I did. Okay, that really didn't change. This is the wonderful 20s Diner car. That's got a slightly different decor on the bottom. The most wonderful Independence Day car, or that's not what we call it where I come from, but you can call it Independence Day if you like. Okay, that's got a slightly different American flag variation. Actually, I don't like doing this in a tunnel, I've decided. Oh, it's an underwater tunnel. So let's have a burst of speed, so I can at least look at these cars outside of this tunnel when I get to the other end, which is about 400 odd miles away. If I am doing 356 miles an hour. And we'll keep doing 356 miles an hour in an attempt to get out of this underwater tunnel. Let's put it down to a couple of hundred miles an hour. Sorry, a couple of hundred miles. Just under to do. And the cars are somewhat visible in this tunnel. Maybe there's curtains on the windows in the Diner car. Maybe that's a bit of decor that changed in the Nuts and Bolts Diner car. But I'm almost, hopefully, out of this underwater tunnel. At which point I can continue upgrading the other cars where they're going to be visible. He says, hopefully. Let's just immediately depart. Now, when do I come out of this tunnel? Ah, just about now. Right. Okay, so, yep, there are more toys in the shark car at the front. And, of course, there would be an obstruction immediately as I'm trying to look at these cars. As well as the trees in the way. The koala car is slightly brighter. Yep, definitely more ingredients in the sandwich. Nuts and Bolts Diner car. The others just changed their decor slightly. So what's this one called? The Cat Bus passenger car. The one with 3 cat legs coming out the side of it. Okay, that really didn't change. Or if it did, I wasn't too noticeable. The wonderful playground car. That definitely changed colour on all of its wonderful playground stuff. The tuber car. Okay, the bottom of it changed and you saw the test pattern come up, but that happened last time as well. The cryo car, 102,000 to upgrade this car. And it's got a different coloured roof and seemed to shrink a bit. 102,000, that was expensive. The wonderful Pine Lodge car. Oh, it's now got a roaring fire outside and boat in the lake. Sure, a few other changes. The Hippo Pen car. Okay, that just changed to gold underneath the two hippos. Didn't do anything to the actual hippos. Did say I had 16 cars to upgrade. Here we go with the Spider Wagon. Okay, the spider changed colour, the base changed to a gold colour, the web is more pronounced now. Yep, definitely wouldn't want to meet one of those spiders in the dark, or even in the light. What are you called? The Lonely Graves car. Okay, has more eyes in the wonderful crypt here. There might have been a couple of minor cosmetic changes as well, but it's the eyes in the crypt that I really noticed. The Dwarven Blacksmith car. Okay, it's got bellows, it's got bits down the bottom. Yeah, that's basically been pitted up. And finally, the Ark car. That just changed the bottom of it. And while I'm here, collect the cash out the caboose. Okay, well, change of plan to my change of plan. I'm not going to record a second part and cut it together with this part because this episode has now gone on longer than I was expecting because I didn't think about having to go through the tunnel. So I will get to Rome in the next episode and I may do the wonderful plan of cutting two recordings together so I can make some more progress in the story. Or 3 or 4 maybe, depending on what I feel like. In the meantime, before I get to Rome, I am going to change a load of these cars. So I'll have one quick last scan down this wonderful train, see what it currently looks like. As all these cars have been upgraded to their maximum levels, I will now use some of the ones I haven't used before, put them on my train, and it should be basically a completely different looking train next time you see it. So that's it for this episode, or it will be, once I depart this station. As always, I hope you enjoyed or found it interesting to look at the different cars. And hopefully I will see you down the track for more of Tiny Rails in the near future. Cheerio!